Okay, we're back in Legend Heroes Trails to Azure, and it's time to do the, Oh Father, Where Art Thou quest. So we're going to start here on East Street talking to all the NPCs. How could something like this happen to our beloved Crossbell? Even now I can't unhear the screams of that enormous demonic monster that attacked the downtown district. Seems I got another sleepless night ahead of me. The bell from Central Square has been stolen. No one knows where it went nor why anyone would take it in the first place. Something about it all rubs me the wrong way. Roy and Grandpa went away somewhere. Guess I'll just play with Grandma today. So if you remember, they're at the Civic Center doing their fundraiser. I heard Azel's helping his gang with reconstruction efforts in the downtown district. Working for the good of others? The old Azel never would have done that. He's gone and made his big sister so proud of him. Wonder if there's anything I can do to help everyone. Maybe I should go downtown and ask Azzy. I mean, they have cannons sifting through the trash, so why not? Okay, hopefully all these changes of clothes I pack for Fran will be enough. I know, I should bring her some fresh fruit to snack on. Mom, you're home. Didn't you say you were going to visit Fran earlier today? That's right, I just got back recently. Thank heaven she's awake again. You really owe all to that inspector from the 2nd Division for keeping her safe. Yeah, I'll have to go and give him my thanks. Make sure you do. So we don't know if it was Raymond or Donovan, but we have some, we can make an educated guess. Marie and I might go to the charity event later. They said there'll be lots of pretty girls there, so we should be there too. I saw it. A giant monster that rampaged through the downtown district. It was just dreadful. When did the Crossbow become such a terrifying place to live? My company's office was in the IBC, but as you know, it's now burnt to a crisp. Shouldn't be a surprise that we're closed for business for the time being. No one was hurt, so it should only be a matter of time before we're up and running again. But still, what a mess. My family in Ereboni was worried about me, so they sent me a letter. After a catastrophe like that, I'd like to return home soon myself. Perhaps I should consult the main office about this. Okay, next is the Bracer Guild. We ran into everyone other than Arios, I think. Arios is at Orcus. We'll assume he's in a place I just can't reach. Hey guys, I got a quick question for you. Have you seen Arios around today? Actually, we ran into him at the cemetery earlier. He was paying a visit to his late wife's grave. Why, has something happened? Well, he went off to Orcus Tower a bit ago to discuss the guild's plans with the mayor. Thing is, his Enigma 2 ended up getting busted during the raid. We've been too busy dealing with the aftermath to give him a new one, so it's a bit of a pain keeping in contact. Their meeting should be done by now, so I've been waiting for him to get his Divine Blade butt back over here already. And he still hasn't, huh? But at least now I know he went to the cemetery. I suppose it's not unusual for him to visit Saya's grave. He'll probably be returning soon enough. Sorry for bugging you guys, nothing to worry about here. Right, we'll just be going then. So there should be a difference if you go here and then to the cemetery. You'll probably relay, hey, Michelle's looking for you. Compared to, yeah. It's just too freaking hot, man. Like, I've only been recording for 3 minutes and I already want to take a break. Seems the Fisherman's Guild's secret weapon isn't a what, but a who. Just thinking about what kind of man no angler he is makes my heart race. We're gonna go do the fish quest after this. To think they would go as far as to call on Harvard of all people. No matter, this is precisely what I was hoping for. The one I've been anticipating since I stepped foot in Crossbell is nearly here. And if you don't take out Lake Lord, I know Harvard will, because that's how the Fisherman's Guild is back in business when you get to the Cold Steel games. So, once again, time limit's running out. If you're looking for more, he's at the Civic Center. The Business Owner Association is hosting a charity event today, you see. Apparently Roy will be assisting with it, but, well, let's just say I hope it goes alright. Those rambunctious kids in the red tracksuits wound up injured during the raid. It's worrisome to say the least. I'm wishing them a quick recovery. So I was trying to think of, like, is there a certain fish I should go for that I can trade in here to get money? The gladiator is a little promising since it's like 5 of all the sepith, but same for the rainbow trout. I'm out of eels, out of queen crab. I don't know what exactly a rare veggies encompasses. But gold salmon's 50 space. That might be the best one if you want to trade in. Emerald, Tiger Rock Eater, and the Crimson Eater are all one-time fish, so that's not something you can do repeatedly. The men at my house are on leave from work because of the raid, though frankly having them all at home makes the chores twice as hard. Suppose I should be thankful they're helping out more than they used to, at least. I I donated some vegetables for my stall to that charity event at the Civic Center. The Business Owners Association is sponsoring it after all. I owe them a great deal. Not to mention I want the city folk to feel better just as much as anyone else. It's not much of a silver lining, but at least East Street was lucky enough to avoid any real damage. Too bad I can't say the same for Downtown District. That rampaging demon left the place devastated. They're already working on repairing the area, but who knows how long that'll take. I went to Mass earlier to pray to Adios. Hopefully peace comes back to Crossbill soon. I made loads of wooden utensils to help with the soup kitchen they set up in the Downtown District. I know it's not much, but I wanted to do what I could to pitch in. So there's supposed to be a pinwheel. If you buy this, you can trade it in or something, but 9 volley, but I don't have the mirror, so... yeah. Anyway, we can see the one chest over there, and then the other one's out of sight there. I believe we access these from the geofront. Yeah. Anyway, let's head to Long Lao. So, we dipped in here briefly earlier to get Shanjan, so her line may be different because of the charity event that took place. I pass through Tangram Gate when I'm making deliveries. Things are a lot tenser there than usual right now. We're watching travelers more closely too, whether inbound or outbound. Looks like reconstruction efforts in the Downtown District are underway. Maybe I should go down there and find a way to help. So if you come here before doing that quest, Shanshan will be saying here to press that Risha's on the move. Downtown's close by. A few wonky strokes and East Street could have wound up in ruins too. Finn is helping with the charity event at the Civic Center today. In the meantime, I'll be filling in for him as Master's kitchen assistant. This is my chance to make myself as useful as I can. Can't believe my Shanshan would participate in a pageant without telling me. Last I heard, she had refused Roy's invitation. Who's responsible for this? I will butcher them limb from limb with my cleaver. We'd better zip our lips. I'll have the champagne and fireworks ready for when he finds out, though. There. Look, Armand, he's fast asleep. He sure is, Ellie. Our little boy is sleeping like the angel he is. Then again, his mother is one too, so I'm hardly surprised. Oh, Armand. Sorry for interrupting, but would you happen to be Armand? Who's asking if I may? We're with the Crossville Police, Special Support Section. We're here to respond to the support request you submitted. You're the ones. Thank heavens you're here. This is wonderful, Armand. It's finally happening. You're right, Ellie. Put so much on your shoulders since you gave birth to our baby. It makes me feel awful not being able to do more for our family. No, Armand, you told me you wouldn't say things like that anymore. Don't you remember the promise we made the first time we held him together? No matter what happens, we're going to get through this together. You, me, and our precious baby boy, how could I ever forget? Oh, Ellie, how I love you. I love you too, Armand. It's hard to get a word in with these two lovebirds. It's as if they're in their own little world. I'll say. Apologies for interrupting the two of you again, but do you think you could tell us more about your request? Oh, of course. Sorry about that. We'd like you to search for a certain someone. I know this little son, but do you think you could commit to our request first before we continue? Help the lovebirds. Understood. Just leave it to us. You really mean that? We're saved. Ellie and I have been at a total loss this entire time. This is lovely news, Armand. I can't tell you how happy I am. Look at that, Ellie. I get the feeling Armand feels the same. You know, I think you're right, dearest. Details, please. Right. Excuse us for that. I'll get right to explaining. Nice work to you. A never-ending Gehenna of watching them fawn over each other awaited us otherwise. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing them continue their amorous little asides. Now then, the person I'd like you to search for is my father. I was separated from him at a very young age. Must mean it's been decades since we last saw each other. Correct, my family and I currently live in Laburel. But as a child, I lived in Crossbell. However, after my parents were divorced, I went to live with my grandparents on my mother's side in Laburel. Thought for sure I'd never see my father again. But you see, Armand and I recently had our first child, this little bundle of joy. When that happened, Armand said he wanted his father to meet his new grandchild no matter what. Quite a story. He may have had problems with my mother, but to me, he'll always be my one and only father. I want to show him the happy family we built together. So we packed our bags to let my mother know we're going to Crossbell. However, let me guess. You don't have any leads on where your old man is these days, yeah? Exactly. I thought he owned an estate in the residential district, but he's disappeared without a trace. I asked my mother about it, but she hasn't heard a word from him since the divorce. Hence, why we're mounting a search. Armand and I have asked many different people for clues as to his whereabouts. From what we gather, he moved to the downtown district after being hospitalized. So that sounds like Gable. Every time we go there, he's nowhere to be found. Maybe it's just bad timing, like he was out buying groceries every time he stopped by? Seems like a stretch. Fortunately, our team is familiar with both the residential and downtown districts. Ellie, do you know of anyone who lived in the residential district who matches his description? Not that I'm aware. Could I ask you for your father's name and profession, Armand? Sure, I tried asking my mother, but she didn't know if he was even still working the same job he used to. His name is Gable, and he was a member of the Crossbell Diet. Representative Gable? That guy, huh? You mean you know him? Yes, we ran into him during a request a couple of months ago. In that case, we should start by visiting Lowe's Heights downtown to see what we can learn. That's what I was thinking. We might find some clues as to why he hasn't been home. Thank you. I know it was fate that led you to accept our request. We're kind, and you find my father for us. Please do. We'll do everything we can. Oh, Father, where art thou started? We have to go out here. So I already did the the quest down here, so some of the stuff has changed, like the soup kitchen being set up outside. Door is locked. Mr. Gable, are you home? Guess he's out. He must be. This is his apartment after all. What's going on over here? If it isn't the Triple S, back again on business, I take it? Morning, Tance. Would you happen to know where our favorite former Diet member has run off to? Haven't seen him in about a week. Why, is he in some kind of trouble? Not exactly, no. Explain they're searching for Gable at Armand's request. You're telling me that boy came all the way from Laboral to look for him? How about that? Gable is one lucky father. Have you met Armand before? Sure did. He and his wife dropped by the apartment last week and we had ourselves a chat. Thing is, Gable had already run off by that time. He didn't bother telling me where he was headed and I didn't think to ask. Damn, face first into a dead end. This isn't going too great. Now hold on a moment. There might be someone who knows what happened. Who? The man who lives over on West Street. He helped Gable out when he was a member of the Diet. Even after Gable moved in, he stopped by to check on him all the time. He lives in Villa Raison, something. That's the name of the apartment. It's merely a wild assumption, but I speculate that name is only partially correct. But I think I have an idea of where he means if the place is on West Street. We appreciate the help, Mr. Tance. Don't mention it. You can thank me for helping Armand and his wife get in contact with Gable. So, off to West Street we go. So, Villa Raison. I assume it's him. If it isn't the Triple S, how can I help you? Sorry to barge in like this, sir. We just wanted to ask, does the name Gable ring any bells for you? Oh, you know the man. Yes, Gable was an old protege of mine back when we were in the Diet. Bingo. You see, explained that they're trying to reunite Gable with his family. I see, so they put in a request for you, did they? You're in luck. Gable visited me just the other day asking for the best place to lay low in Crossbell. What a numbskull. Who does he think he's running away from? His son and the lovely new family he started? I can only see that means you know of his whereabouts. But why is the guy hiding anyhow? Doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Seriously, Armand and Ellie just wanted to see their baby boy. Well, far be it for me to speak on his behalf, but never mind. I'd best stay out of this one. But if you want your answers, he should be over in Armorica village. You'll find him there somewhere. Then you can ask him why he's being such a big chicken yourselves. Understood, and thank you for your cooperation. Okay, team, our former Diet member is hiding in Armorica. Let's get going. Ready when you are. So, I already explored this place in the Ancient Battlefield video. So, I'm just mentioning this so you understand why I'm not bothering going around to all the NPCs like I did to East Street. This one has you just hopping all across Crossbell for the most part. Okay, we made it to Armorica. Now where could Gable be hiding? Let's check out any place that might be suspicious. Might be wise to speak to the villagers as well. Some scary people on a rampage the other day. Getting hit by raids, messed up. Gotta visit the city during the festival. That's just a repeat. That's a repeat. That's a repeat. Hello, will you be staying with us tonight? We do have some rooms available. If Gable came to lay low in Armorica, this is a good possibility of him staying at this inn. Excuse me, we have a question for you. Is there someone named Gable staying here by any chance? Gable? He stops by to grab a bite to eat every so often. Only to eat? You mean he isn't renting a room at the inn? Nope, he's never even checked in with us, at least not as far as I remember. I figured he just liked our food enough to keep making trips out from the city. I wouldn't be so sure, but something else is going on here. Maybe he has a relative in the village he's staying with? If that were the case, Armand would have known to come here already. For now, we should take a look around. He might have found himself a good hiding spot to hole up in. Maybe he's living in a tent in the field, or maybe even better yet, he's living in a van down by the river. You know, I might have been close with the second one now that I think about it. Lloyd, what's on your mind? I could swear the shed wasn't locked the last time we were here. That sound just now. There's totally someone in there. I concur. Well, isn't that suspicious? Don't tell me. Let's go speak with Chief Tulta. He may know something about all this. Hello, Chief Tulta. Welcome back to Armorica, Triple S. What can I do for you today? Well, we have a bit of a strange question for you. Would there happen to be someone staying in the shed by your apiary? As a matter of fact, there is. About 3 or 4 days ago, a man suddenly came by and asked if he could lodge there for a while. I believe his name was Gable. We were right. But wait, why the shed of all places? Well, naturally I offered to arrange a room for him at the inn. But he said he wanted the most inconspicuous place possible. He wouldn't tell me the details of his circumstances, so I assumed he was in a dire situation. Never guessed it would be all of you who were looking for him. Is he an accessory to a crime or something of that nature? Nothing like that. Lloyd, we should probably explain everything to him from the beginning. That'd be for the best, yeah. Lloyd explained how the Triple S was searching for Gable on our man and Ellie's behalf. So he's a former DIE member. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Freeloading out in the middle of nowhere. What's more, he faked to stay in the hospital to avoid punishment for tax evasion. Once again, normal politician things. Now that you mention it, I think I recall seeing a photo of him in the Crossbell Times. Not to worry, though. This request isn't related to his dubious history with Mira. Would it be alright for us to speak with him directly, Chief Tulta? We aren't sure why yet, but he's been avoiding Armand and Ellie since they started looking for him. And I suppose it'd be alright? Until recently I was in bad terms with my son as well. Our problem was that we weren't communicating. I wouldn't wish for anyone to end up in the same situation we were in, not if I can help it. Thank you, Chief Tulta. Not at all. Follow me, everyone. This is Chief Tulta. Might I have a moment of your time? There are some people here who wish to speak with you. Could you please tell them to leave? I know I'm being unreasonable, but I don't want to see anyone right now. Please settle down. The people who came to see you aren't your son and his wife. Wait, how did you... Mr. Gable, can you hear me? This is the Crossbell Police Special Support Section. The police? What do you want with me? We don't mean to alarm you. We're here about a request we received from Armand and Ellie. What? We have no intention of bringing you out by force, nor do we have the authority to. If you insist upon it, we'll walk away empty-handed and explain the situation to Armand and Ellie. But before that, will you at least hear us out? He unlocked the door. Let's head inside. We might be taking him alive after all, boys. Hello, Mr. Gable. It's been a while. You've led us around on quite a chase. Well, congratulations, you found your man. You said my son and his wife have been looking for me. Save your breath, I won't meet with them no matter what you say. Why are you being so stubborn about this? That much should be obvious. My son Armand despises me, I'm sure of it. You think he despises you? Care to elaborate on that? I was involved in all manner of corruption when I was a part of the Diet. Status, power, and mirror were my sole motivations. To attain them, I turned my back on my family. My wife wasn't pleased, but she busied herself with raising Armand to distract her from the discontent. I slipped deeper into my licentious ways until one day, I did something no married man with a child should ever do. While my wife was out of the house, I invited my mistress in. How could you? Damn, no wonder the two of you split up. It didn't take long for my wife to find out. She left me and took Armand back with her to Laboral. I don't know what they've been through since then, but I'm sure the divorce has caused them both much pain. I, on the other hand, was actually reinvigorated when all was said and done. The day I signed the divorce papers, I invited another woman to come fill the empty space in my estate. Wow. That's quite the story. Pretty damn skeezy one, too. Guess you couldn't keep it in your pants. Much in the same way you cannot keep your mouth shut, Randy. He's not wrong. My son has every right to hate my guts. To top it off, I swore loyalty to the former Speaker of the Diet, Hardman. But as soon as my tax evasion came to light, he tossed me aside like I was nothing. The truth is, I should be behind bars just like he is. As fate would have it, all I lost was my seat in the Diet. After all the despicable things I've done, how could I ever look my son in the eye? Gable. At least we have the whole story now. May I say something? What is it? What could you possibly have to say after all that? Let me be clear, I don't condone what you put your wife and son through all those years ago. I especially don't approve of all the ways you abused your position in the Diet. However, based on everything we've heard so far, there's no denying that you regret your actions. I agree. You've come to terms with your mistakes. Anyone would be able to see you've paid your dues. As such, there's no reason to use your guilt as an excuse to avoid your family. But that's not all. From the impression I got, Armand doesn't resent you in the slightest. What? We met with him and his wife Ellie when they requested us to help find you. They're a loving family. You could see it in their smiles. Do you know what Armand said to us back when we accepted the request? I want to show him the happy family we've built together. Him, his beloved, and your newborn grandchild. Exactly. Lloyd's telling the truth. They were so sweet on each other that my teeth were starting to hurt. If he really hates you the way you think he does, I sure couldn't see it past all the sappiness. You never know, though. If his poker face is half as good as mine, it could all be an act. Maybe he's waiting until you're alone to take you out. I will take you out right now if you speak another word. Listen, the point is, Gable, your son grew up to be a pretty stand-up kind of guy. We'd appreciate it if you could take our word for it. How about it, Mr. Gable? Could you find it in you to see your family? Fine. How could I not after everything you just said? Really? You're sure? I'm done lying. Now bring them here before I change my mind. Sure thing, I'll call them over right away. Lloyd hurriedly got in contact with Long Lao. Armand and Ellie were then told to come to Armorica village as soon as possible. The Triple S agreed to wait outside the shed so that Gable could mentally prepare himself. Or why don't we just take him to them, you know? My father's in the shed. As hard as might be to believe, yes, he's in there. We spoke with him and he promised to meet you both. Thank you so much. Can't imagine why you'd be hiding in a place like this, but we're in your debt regardless. Isn't this wonderful, Armand? I'm finally going to meet my father-in-law. We'll have to apologize for not inviting him to our wedding. Oh, my dearest Ellie, how can it be that your soul is so pure? Your heart is as untainted as fresh snow, and that, my dear, is why I love you so. Oh, Armand. Get in the shed. Sorry. Sorry about that. You say sorry too, Armand. Sorry. Good job, Armand. I don't think I can take much more of this. Moving on, Gable is waiting inside for you. Take as long as you need. Thank you, sir, we will. Let's go in, Ellie. Of course, Armand. Quick, guys, let's make her get away now. We'll have Rebecca pick up the loot. Is it really you, Father? It's been so long. Yes. I suppose it has, Armand. Around 15 years, in fact. And she must be... Pleased to meet you, sir. I'm Armand's wife, Ellie, your new daughter-in-law. I see. It does my heart good to know my son has found a fine young lady like yourself. That's very sweet of you. And... in your arms, is that... Yes, this is our son, Father. Armin, why don't you say hello to Grandpa? Good boy, Armin. Say, Armand? I know I've given you and your mother more grief than could ever be forgiven. I'm not sure what you mean. But more importantly, look at this, Father. Armin's eyes shine like pure sapphires. They're just like Ellie's, as clear and beautiful as the midday sky. Yes, but he has your ears, Armand. Every time I see them, I just want to eat him up. Oh, Ellie, for as long as I live, I'll never let you go. Nor I you, Armand. We'll be together forever. Father? What's wrong? Perhaps he's not feeling well, Armand. No, I'm fine. Truly, I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Because of you, I was able to reunite with my father and introduce him to our new family. He looks so happy about it, too. I'm glad we could help out. Speaking of Mr. Gable, is he staying in the shed? Yes, he said he needed some time to think before he heads home later. We were partway through our conversation when all of a sudden he turned around and refused to look us face to face. Wonder what that was all about. Could he have been... Guess even corrupt Diet members can still shed a tear every now and then. How very edifying. They grow up so fast, don't they? No need to worry, you two. I think what they mean to say is that he'll be alright. So, what do you plan to do now? Well, I've been looking forward to reuniting with my father for so long. More than anything, I want us to find a way to stay in touch. I doubt your mother is going to take it very well. But I'd like for him to come and visit us in Laboral someday. We'll be wishing you the best of luck with that. He doesn't seem to have any plans to return to the Diet, so I think he'll agree to it sooner or later. Now I have another reunion to look forward to. Isn't that right, my dearest Ellie? Of course, my darling Armand. Ever since we first held our child, we've sworn to give him a life full of happy memories like today. Little Armin met his grandfather. I can hardly wait to give him some brothers and sisters, too. You, me, and a house full of wonderful and lovable children. Together we'll become the greatest family on the entire continent. Oh, Ellie, I love you so. And I you, Armand. Could have gone without hearing that last part. So, we're cool here, right? Request complete? Indeed, I don't think we could ever repay you for making all this possible. We'll return home to Liberl soon. Thank you again for all of your help. Safe travels. You know, Ellie, we already came all this way. What do you say we go take in the sights? That sounds wonderful, Armand. Oh, Ellie. Oh, Armand. Go tell the children to play inside today. Those who never let up, do they? That they don't. In a way, I'm almost jealous of what they have. Seeming like they maybe want to visit my parents. You too, Ellie? I just think I should probably spend some time with my mom soon. You kids have my thanks as well. I'll look after Gable until he's ready to return to the city. Don't mention it, Chief Tulta. Thanks for your help. We should get going too. And away we go. For as difficult as things have been for our state recently, it was good to see a story like this have a happy ending. Anyhow, don't you worry about Gable. I'll watch over him till he's calmed down enough to return to the city. My little Armand's become such a fine young man. So I'm a little curious if they're still around here, or did they go somewhere? They said they were... There they are. After we see the sights here, we'll be returning to Liberl. I can thank you all 1,000 times, and it still wouldn't be enough to fully express my gratitude. Nevertheless, thank you for reuniting me with my father once more. Our little Armand is so happy he got to meet his grandpa. Isn't that right, Armand? And before we call it quits, we need to go cash all these quests out. We already reported some of them, so the odds of getting a rank up are fairly slim. But the most important thing, of course, is going to be the mirror that we get, because we are broke. Yeah, I don't think there was anything hidden for that one. I don't think there was anything for that one either. That was a nice 5,000 mirror. Oh yeah, there's nothing you could hide in that one. Also, if you want to do Pom Pom Party, you're running out of time for this one. You can't do Fran because she's in the hospital, but I think this is your last chance to do Maria Bell or something like that. The last game that's coming up is going to be Tio, and then you get the Master Quartz for beating everyone. But otherwise, when we pick up next time, folks, we will be out fishing. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.